All right, if you're a GIS pro, you already know this. Your laptop is everything. It's your most important tool, period. But picking the right one for a beast of a program like ArcGIS Pro, man, that can be a real challenge. So today, we're going to break down the 2025 guide and help you find that perfect machine for your workflow.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're deep into a project, maybe rendering a super complex 3D scene or running a massive spatial analysis, and your laptop just gives up. It grinds to a halt. It's so frustrating, it costs you precious time, and it just completely shatters your focus.
And here's the thing, ArcGIS Pro isn't your average mapping tool. Not even close. We're talking about a program that juggles unbelievably complex spatial data, enormous data sets, and super detailed 3D visualizations. So for it to run smoothly, you absolutely need a machine that can actually keep up with it.
So that really gets us to the heart of the matter, the ArcGIS Pro Challenge. See, picking the right laptop, it's not just about having something nice to carry around. It's all about your productivity. The right machine means no more of those dreaded crashes, no more staring at a loading bar for what feels like an eternity. It just makes your work smoother, faster, and way more efficient. Okay, so how do you actually choose? Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to build what I like to call your spec blueprint. In this next part, we'll break down all the technical stuff, decode the requirements, so you don't just know what to look for, but you actually understand why each part is so critical for your work. All right, let's look at the official requirements. The first thing you'll probably notice is this huge gap between minimum and recommended. Look, minimum will get the program to open, but that's about it. Recommended is where you actually want to be. That's where the magic happens. We're talking an Intel Core i7 or an AMD Ryzen 7, a solid 32 gigs of RAM, and, this is crucial, a dedicated graphics card with at least 8 gigs of its own video memory, or VRAM. That's the combo that lets you fly through your work without hitting those annoying bottlenecks, especially if you're getting into any serious 3D stuff.
So why do these specs matter so much? Let's break it down real quick. The CPU, or processor, that's the brain of the operation. It's doing all the heavy lifting on your complex spatial analyses. The GPU, the graphics card, that's your artist. It's what makes all your 2D and 3D maps look amazing and render without a stutter. RAM, think of that as your desk space. The more RAM you have, the more big, messy projects you can have open at once without everything slowing to a crawl. And storage. You absolutely want an SSD. It's all about speed. It means the software and your data load up in seconds, not minutes.
All right, enough of the tech talk, theory's over. Now it's time for the really fun part, the laptops themselves. We've gone through all the top contenders for 2025, and we've sorted them into 3 distinct categories. This way, you can find the absolute perfect match for what you do and, of course, for your budget.
First up, let's talk about Category 1 for students and for portability. This one is for all of you who are always on the go. We're talking about students or maybe professionals who are out in the field a lot. The whole goal here is to find that perfect balance. A machine that's got enough muscle for ArcGIS Pro, but is still lightweight and easy to toss in a bag and take to class, out on a job, or, just to the coffee shop. And in this category, we've got 2 awesome contenders going head-to-head. On one side, you've got the Dell XPS 17. Its superpower? That huge, gorgeous, color-accurate screen. It is absolutely amazing for detailed map work. Then, you've got the Microsoft Surface Laptop Studio. This one is all about being flexible. It has a super smooth touch display and pen support, which is incredible if you have a more hands-on creative process. Honestly, for most students just doing map work, the Dell's probably the better all-rounder, but if you're also doing design work, the Surface is a really, really compelling choice.
Okay, next up, Category 2, Power on a Budget. This might be my favorite category because it's all about getting the most bang for your buck. These laptops are for people who need some serious horsepower for those demanding GIS tasks, but, maybe don't want to spend top dollar. We're looking for that sweet spot of incredible value. And wow, this is where things get really interesting. Check out the ASUS VivoBook. It's packing a high-end Core i9 processor, an RTX 4060 graphics card, and a ridiculously beautiful OLED screen for about $1,500. That is just a performance monster for the price. Then you have the MSI Creator Pro M15. This thing is a reliable workhorse. It's got a super sharp QHD+ display, which is way better than standard HD, and it comes in at an even more aggressive price. Just an amazing, amazing machine for the money. And finally, we arrive at Category 3, Ultimate Power and Performance. This is the no compromises zone. These machines are for the true power users out there. I'm talking about professionals who are wrangling the biggest data sets, doing the most complex 3D rendering, and running the most intense spatial analysis you can imagine. If you need the absolute best of the best, this is your category.
Okay, and here we have the three absolute titans. First, the HP NV16. Just think of this as the phenomenal all-around powerhouse. It can do pretty much everything at an elite level. Then there's the Lenovo ThinkPad X1. This one is all about rock-solid reliability. It has ISV certifications. That's basically a guarantee from software makers that their programs will run perfectly. Plus, you can load it up with a staggering 64 gigs of RAM. And for anyone focused purely on high-end 3D work, the Acer Predator Triton is an absolute beast. It's got an insanely fast 240 Hz display, which means every pan, zoom, and render is just buttery smooth.
So, we've looked at the specs, we've seen the top laptops for 2025. Now, how do you bring it all together and actually make a choice? Let's walk through a super simple framework that's going to help you make that final call with total confidence.
You know, the source material for this guide really nails it with this quote. The goal isn't just to buy a new gadget. It's to find the right tool that empowers you and the specific work you do. The best choice is always going to be the one that fits your projects and your workflow like a glove.
So it really all boils down to this easy 3-step process. Step 1, assess your needs and be honest with yourself. Are you a student, a pro? Do you need portability, or is a giant screen more important? Step 2, set your budget. Figure out what you're comfortable spending. And then, step 3, compare your options. Take that spec blueprint we built earlier and use it to check out the laptops that fit your profile. It's really that simple. It's a clear path to getting the perfect machine for you.
And that's a wrap. The key takeaway is simple. Figure out your needs, know your budget, and use that spec blueprint we talked about to find the perfect fit. You are now totally equipped to make a really smart choice. So the only question left to ask is, which one of these amazing machines is going to power your next big geospatial project? Thanks for joining us.